Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got for you guys another top 10 video because you guys seem to really enjoy them and I love making them. Haven't done one in a while, so I'm coming back with a real challenging one. Household name, fan favorite, Chief himself. This is my top 10 favorite Eric Church songs of all time. This one took a lot of thinking and I had to make lots of tough cuts, but overall I'm proud of how my list came out, and be sure to let me know what your favorite songs are in the comments below. Without further ado, jumping right in at number 10, I have 3-Year-Old.
Use every crayon color that you got.
3-Year-Old is a super sweet, childish little song about fatherhood and how as a father, Eric wants to teach his son everything he knows, but in the process, Eric is realizing how much he can learn from his 3-year-old. Production-wise, it's definitely a more lo-fi, soothing sound than a lot of Eric's other music. Our only percussion is a rather flat, distant cajon, which if you don't know, a cajon is the little box you'll see people sit on and tap for light percussion, normally found during more acoustic sessions. It's polished off with some fluttering mandolin and a nice organ build during the choruses, to give it just enough strength to stand out without losing the delicate charm. Especially when you contrast the dull, muted production with Eric's piercing, reedy voice, it really focuses your attention on the lyrics, which is where I think this song really stands out. Really quickly, I also just love the origin of the song. Eric wrote it after his first time trying to teach his son to fish. He said in a brief interview how when he let his son cast the rod, he accidentally threw the whole rod into the water, and when Eric jumped in to save it, mischievous little Boone threw the tackle box in, and that's where Eric learned a fishing pole sinks faster than a tackle box, which is obviously one of the opening lines of the track. Number 9 is Carolina. I don't actually have very much to say about this track. It's nothing outstanding or new to Eric, simply singing a nostalgic tribute to his hometown, but this one just rubs me the right way, and that's mostly due to the end of the chorus when the instrumental just stops for his entrancing falsettos. There's just something so addicting about that little passage of the song that keeps me coming back time and time again. Number 8 is Talladega. If there's one thing Eric does better than anyone and more often than anyone, it's singing these youthful anthems about being a teenager and reflecting on his time as a young man. Whether it's through a romantic story or a reckless adventure, he loves telling stories about adolescence, and Talladega is just that. It's about being a teenager and going out to Talladega with your friends and never wanting to leave. It's got a super positive energy to it, and I think it has one of the stronger hooks out of all these looking back songs, which is I think why it separates itself from the pack a little more. Just a bright, youthful summer sound, and you can't not love lines like, "Most days in life don't stand out, but life's about those days that will." I love that line. Number 7 is one of his newer ones. It's CRAZYLAND. Since you said goodbye, it's been crazy, man. At first I wasn't huge on CRAZYLAND because it didn't really stick out as having this crazy hook or adventurous production. It just sits in the back and minds its own business. But over time, I've grown to find that's almost the beauty of it. Another thing Eric is great at is creating fictional worlds, and this is a prime example. He personifies all the emotions one feels and turns them into characters at a bar. All My Fault is tending the bar, Blues is playing the music, Regret is the guy who's never gonna leave, he also says Sorrow's over there shaking hands with I Told You So. The way he creates this world makes you feel like a part of it. It also helps that the song is this narrator, almost giving you, the listener, a tour of the bar. He addresses you like you're physically there, further drawing you into this bar until at the end, he dismisses you and says he hopes you come back. The lines are delivered in such a conversational manner that you feel as if the narrator is simply talking to you. And what it does is when the song ends, rather than pondering, you just move on because you've literally been told that you're gone, go keep living your life kind of thing, which may have been the reason it didn't stand out at first. CRAZYLAND is like a dream that comes and goes in 2.5 minutes, and then you're on your way. Either way, really underappreciated song that just shows how advanced Eric's songwriting is. CRAZYLAND is like that pool you go to as a kid that looks like 2 or 3 feet deep, but then you jump in and it just continues getting deeper. Number 6 is another new one. It's Doing Life With Me. I don't pray much anymore. Self-awareness regarding your career is incredibly important to maintain the quality of your music. Not many have aged like fine wine in the way Eric has. Loads of artists will release their 8th album and whatnot, and it'll begin feeling like a stretch. Everyone knows they're past their golden age and are now just doing it for the money, or themselves, or in today's world, you have 53-year-olds still thinking they're 21. But that's not the case with Eric. I would argue he still hasn't peaked. I think he's still improving as we speak, which is why some of his newer songs are some of my favorites of all time. Eric is getting older and maturing, and his music reflects that, specifically on tracks like Doin' Life With Me. Doin' Life With Me just has a very new day, bright and optimistic sound to it, especially strumming chords higher on the fretboard opens doors to these layers, causing a chorus effect, in turn making the instrument sound much more open and breathy than it really is. This song is just an inspirational anthem about appreciating what you have and moving forward. I think the song builds nicely. Though it doesn't build up to be anything crazy, it still has a nice build throughout the song, and one of the better hooks from his newer songs in my opinion. I love the slight rhythm change in the last chorus as well, which really just solidifies this feeling of moving forward. It's a great release at a great time, thumbs up from me. Number 5 is Some of It. To begin, that intro is so awesome. The electric slide beneath the acoustic walk down into what I believe is a drop D. I'm pretty sure it's a drop D. The complex picking pattern layered on top of some mechanical, almost offsetting percussion provides a really almost steampunk vibe, if that makes sense. People are always going to say, oh, this is a list song, and yes it is, but this is an appropriate use for a list. The whole song is just Eric passing on his advice he's picked up on. It's not him singing about a girl, but just listing off his similes about this girl, and then expecting us to feel heartbroken when it ends with the girl we didn't even get to know leaving. This list is intentional and not Eric cheaping out for a radio hit. Also, before we move on, again, I just love that ending line of the chorus. I know I don't probably know what I think I do, but there's something to some of it. The way the rhymes fly off each other and the way he delivers it, he's just saying, look, I don't know everything there is to know, but there's gotta be some value to all that I've learned in my however many years I've been here, and I love that honesty. At the number 4 spot, I have Kill a Word.
Give me sticks, give me stones, break my body, break my bones.
Kill a Word has a similar songwriting style to CRAZYLAND, but rather than personifying emotions, Eric personifies vocabulary, and it's him saying what he would do to all these words tied to negative events if only he could kill a word. This song is true poetry in music. This could easily be a poem you read in grade 10 English class, but rather, it's badass Eric singing it aggressively over a real innovative instrumental, therefore it's cooler than any poem you're gonna read. If I could kill a word and watch it die, I'd poison never and shoot goodbye and beat regret when I felt I had the nerve. And another passage I love, I'd put upset down in its place, I'd squeeze the life out of disgrace, lay over under 6 cold feet of dirt. If that's not a mastery in lyricism, I truly don't know what is. It's podium time, and for the majority of this list, I've really been digging deep into the lyrics and meanings of these songs, but especially for number 2 and 3, they're just absolute jams. In third, I have Hell of a View. I've expressed my love for Hell of a View many times on this channel, but like I just mentioned, it's the energy of this song that makes me repeatedly fall in love with it. The production does a really good job of emphasizing the emotions of the song. It's set at a quick and steady pace, almost mimicking the quick pace Young Love often moves at. The hard electric guitar shots over the drums just give this song so much power. Eric comes in playing what seems to be his favorite role, the bad boy, the guy the dad doesn't want his daughter to date. The song is just about living recklessly as young lovers. This lifestyle of feet hanging off the ledge ain't for everyone, but when it's just me and you, it's a hell of a view. Especially times like the bridge when the pace continues, but rather than an instrumental break, it's just these ambient vocal layers almost acting as like a pause to enjoy the view the song is talking about. This track perfectly mimics this reckless teenage attitude it's about, and with production like this one, I'm never gonna hate it. Silver medal time, I have the one, the only Springsteen. I think everyone can agree Springsteen is like the holy grail of these Eric Church Young Love anthems. First, come on with that production. The low quality choppiness of the drums, grandma's style piano just instantly acts as a time travel device, sending you right back to when Eric is talking about. Springsteen is an absolute jam, which is mostly why it made it so high. It's just so fun to listen to, but it also has quality content. I love how in the beginning Eric is expressing how he misses those days, but then about halfway through he flips it into a question for the girl, but when you think about me, do you think about 17? It's just a little plot twist that I really enjoy. Also, I'm left to my own imagination with this one, but there's a dragged out outro of the song where right at the end, Eric's oh, 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 oh turns into a female voice, and I wonder if that's like a little Easter egg to the story of the girl coming back to finish the song. Who knows, maybe it's just meant to be another backup vocalist because Eric does love the blend of both male and female background vocals, but it's fun to ponder. Quickly, before the number 1 spot, some honorable mentions. This video is long enough, so I can't go into great detail, but the 4 that stood out to me as worthy are Desperate Man, A Man Who Was Gonna Die Young, Creepin', for personal reasons, is just hilarious when it comes on, and lastly, Livin' Part of Life. Alright, number 1. This was hard and not hard to choose, because at the end of the day, stacking it up against all the other songs on this list, they just couldn't dethrone my number 1 pick. It's Knives of New Orleans.
I'm holding my headlight in a Crescent City breeze.
There is so much right about this song. Originally, I thought I was a lone wolf in this pick because it wasn't a single or very big, so naturally I thought I was alone in loving it, but lately I've learned just how many people are with me in saying, this song freaking rocks. If you know me, you know I love a song about crime. So a manhunt as a result of killing your lover and dumping her in the river, yeah, that'll get my attention. Firstly, can we agree it has one of the coldest, most badass intros? That haunting guitar string, I don't even know what note it is. It's incredibly low. I think it's a B, but either way, it's just always there. It never leaves. It's almost like the headlights that haunt Eric throughout the song. It's just always in the background, going off. After the first chorus, we get these emphatic instrumental shots, and it really opens the song right up. The remainder of the song makes the first minute 45 sound like a prelude to the real song, which just shows how powerful and strong this song really is. The relentless pace this song carries, it never takes a breather, which I think plays into this idea of Eric on the run. It's such an adrenaline rush while you listen to it, but one of the big reasons why I love this song so much is because of when I found it. Hearing it now, it just sends me back in time to what was one of my favorite periods of my life. So that personal value the song holds also lifts it that much higher than any other Eric Church song. One of the craziest builds, just one of the craziest songs. It's a hoot of a time. Absolute banger. Alright, so that's it. Those are my top 10 favorite Eric Church songs. As always, be sure to comment what your favorites are, if you agree or disagree with my list. As for always, subscribe if you're new, like the video if you enjoyed, follow my Instagram at over.shore, join my Discord server, link is in the description, all the usuals, and yeah, other than that, I think I've said everything I needed to say, so yeah, have a great day.